Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the greatest show on earth.
It's a show now.
It's a show now, not just a podcast.
Not just a podcast.
Season 3 on camera.
Two nerds on a boat.
That we don't own.
That we do not own.
Oh man, this is exciting.
It's very
I
exciting.
can't contain myself. Cue the theme song
we
before
have
I
a
freak
whole
out.
backdrop now,
Yeah, dude, this is insane.
and this is I don't think it's a dent in our collection of stuff.
Oh gosh, it's not. I was struggling to pick out which ones I wanted to use.
I think the selection is great.
I needed a wide variety
Yeah.
of things, and yeah. Anyways,
You can't see it, so we'll just show it real quick.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
Pop tea box. I have the tea and the pop out of the box, but I kind of regret that, but I like the tea a lot, so I'm okay with it, so I don't regret it actually. But anyways, cue the theme song.
Two nerds on a boat, two nerds on a boat that we don't own. Two nerds on a boat, two nerds on a boat, two nerds on a boat that we don't own. It's Caleb
and Evan
and
Caleb,
we're on a boat
and we don't own it.
Two nerds on a boat, two nerds on a boat, two nerds on a boat that we don't own.
And then Alright. First things first, as always on the show, me and Evan just talk a little bit and we like to catch up and, do our thing, man. So, senior year of high school.
Senior year.
It's officially underway, man. How are you liking it?
I'm liking it. I mean, we're 2 days in. We started Friday for some weird reason.
Yeah, that was
so today is really the first day because Friday is the syllabus day and this is all what you need and stuff. But today's been pretty good, man. I mean, we get out early, which allows us to do this early, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was either recording this or going home and playing MULTIVERSE. So it was honestly a really tough decision, but not that tough because we're here. So.
Yeah, we are here. Man, you could have
MULTIVERSE
brought a
can
PS4
wait.
controller.
Yeah.
We could have played
okay.
MULTIVERSE together.
It's
It's
okay.
fine. But yeah, man, that's awesome.
Yeah. How's you're still just kicking back to the 15th?
No, 12th.
12th.
This Friday, I move in. Oh, classes don't start until the 15th, I think.
You just gotta get your stuff there ahead of time.
Yeah, moving in with the rest of the Next Topic Media boys on Friday. Very excited. Gonna be kind of like a creator house type of thing, which is cool. Yeah, man, I'm excited to start school back. I'm ready to have a schedule, and I like college a lot, so I'm ready to go back. And in case you guys are unaware, if you're listening to this on podcast, we are on YouTube now. This is our first episode on YouTube, season 3. My man Evan.
My man Caleb.
This has been a long time coming.
Dude.
And I'm excited. And if you are listening on podcast, go subscribe to Next Topic Media on YouTube. We have something for everybody. If you're a SpiderMan know-it-all, if you love sports, if you love movies, if you love Star Wars, if you love Batman, if you love bang energy drinks. Soon anime, man. I mean, go subscribe to Next Topic Media. The greatest content on YouTube, I promise.
For sure.
And if you like seeing 5 guys debate about what characters are the best and what movies are the best, it's another.
That's all we got.
Yeah, I mean,
as of right now.
Yeah, a lot more coming. I'm very excited to be part of Next Topic Media. I'm glad this show is here. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the news.
Let's do this.
with the news.
The last of Phase 4 has been announced, and it is coming out very soon. First off, we got SheHulk. The trailers have been out.
Next week? Or tomorrow? Or when? I think it's next week.
I think it's
next Wednesday.
Week, next Wednesday.
Yeah.
I'm
a little excited.
I'm a little excited.
I didn't think I would be at first. Same with Miss Marvel, but now I'm just kind of along for the ride.
I feel you.
I don't think for a good bit I'm gonna go into any Marvel content with super high expectations. I'm just gonna go in for fan and just partly because it's gonna be our job. But,
that's true.
But just to enjoy new characters and fresh faces.
Not to mention, Phase 4 has been not great so far, so expectations aren't the highest.
Ups
but
and downs.
we get Daredevil
We
for
do.
the second time in the MCU. Sorry, I
Yep.
forgot about No Way Home for a second.
Well, this is Daredevil.
Yeah.
We got Matt Murdock.
Yeah, you're right.
So.
First time we get Daredevil, both him and She-Hulk are lawyers. I'm excited to see some cool courtroom stuff as well as some crime fighting.
I'm a little nervous about it because it feels like a soft reboot because they're giving him the yellow and red suit. That was like his first suit, which I'm not crazy about. I will admit, it's really hard to get those two colors onto like a screen and like make it look good.
Yeah,
and like part of me, I was really saying this earlier today to a friend, like. There's going to be a lot of Daredevil content being pushed out because he's going to be in She-Hulk with his yellow and red suit. He's going to be in Echo with his black and red suit, I'm excited to see that. And he's going to be in the Born Again with his red suit.
Yeah, we'll talk about all of those this episode too.
So it's kind of like, are they just giving him to us because people are mad that he was bought from Netflix? Like, I don't want that. I don't want them to be like, well, here's Daredevil in everything just because you're mad. But I'm excited for She-Hulk.
They need to make them good.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, I'm excited for She-Hulk too. We get more Bruce Banner as well. We get the Abomination. Yeah, I mean, so a lot of cool stuff about that show.
Some fourth wall breaks, but that's like, before Daredevil, She-Hulk was the first person to do fourth wall breaks.
Yeah. I'm excited, dude.
I'm more excited than I thought I'd be.
I'm more excited for this than I was for Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel actually ended up being good.
I liked Miss Marvel.
And yeah, so I'm excited for it. Moving on to the next one, we got Wakanda Forever. Comes out in November, right?
11th.
November 11th.
Which will be the last of Phase 4.
Last of Phase 4. I gotta be honest, we've had the plot leak that we've read together. We've seen the trailer. I'm not going in with high expectations. I don't think it's gonna be that good.
I think visually it's gonna be really good. Sure. I thought the CGI looked fairly well in the trailer. I mean, the whole trailer was probably better than Black Widow. Or at least
valid.
Or at least like the scene where like Yelena's like, "This has been fun," and you're like, "What is this right now?"
Yeah.
Like the CGI was just was so bad. And like the music choice is great again. I mean, it's Kendrick again, but it's gonna be good. I think the movie in general will be interesting to do. Like, I mean, you gotta pay your respect and memorial.
Yeah.
You want to introduce Namor, and you also, from what I assume, I think Atum was going to be the bad guy. I really can't tell. That was in the plot leak, but the trailer was kind of like Namor was like, it looked like he was mad at like Earthlanders or Wakanda.
If they do make Namor the bad guy, I'm going to be kind of upset.
I mean, he's a hero.
Yeah, he is, but
I'm excited. I'm excited or scared for the potential Doctor Doom that they've talked about. I'm excited if it's Giancarlo Esposito because he just plays a perfect villain and everything. But I'm not excited if they give him corny jokes like they've done with other villains.
Man, I don't know. I don't think we're going to see Doctor Doom.
At least in credit.
Maybe in credit, but with how far away Fantastic Four is, I just don't know. We get Ironheart in this movie, first appearance.
That's another thing. That's like, it feels like you're trying to put a lot into one movie. Which
we know Marvel's been pumping content out of their metaphorical wazoos for like all of Phase 4. Yep. And, you sent me posts, we've talked about it. There's special effects people, there's CGI people that are quitting because they can't keep up. Right. And they're getting too much done. And the fact that they're doing all this and it's not looking good, it's kind of upsetting.
That's kind of like the along for the ride part, but maybe not for like watching it for like, oh, this scene's comic accurate or this is like a perfect scene. You're just kind of like to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, Marvel has definitely took a step backwards since after Endgame. They took, and like I'm not a huge Endgame fan. I think it's overhyped. I'm just saying like since Endgame, they have took a step backwards.
Yep.
And I'm hoping that they can end Phase 4 on a high note with Wakanda Forever, introduce some new characters, but I'm afraid it's going to be too much, too many plot lines.
Yeah. And
it's going to take away from the movie because, honestly, I love Chadwick Boseman. He was a perfect cast for Black Panther. amazing actor, amazing guy. It's just I think they should have recasted him. Honestly, as much as I hate to say that, I really think they should have recasted him. But we'll see Shuri as Black Panther, which is cool.
Do you really think it's Shuri?
Maybe.
I mean, they said that they wouldn't do that.
They did.
They said that a while ago, but like it's so easy to go back on your word.
Yeah.
Because like when you look at the trailer, I don't know how to like phrase this right, but it doesn't look like a dude that's in the suit.
Yeah.
Like
a lot of people think it's Killmonger, but I don't think it is. I hope it's not. I think he should be dead. Like his arc should have ended.
I can live with it, but I wouldn't really be like happy. Like in the plot leak where it's supposed to be if Shuri becomes Black Panther, because this could be totally made up, like a fan written. But like, and she does the purple like heart leaf thing and goes into the realm, and she sees Killmonger.
That's
like,
stupid, dude. Wow.
Like if she does that, it doesn't, because like she had no.
Yeah.
As far as you know, she has no interaction with Killmonger.
I mean, even if you don't want to do a CGI Chadwick Boseman, which I'd be fine if you didn't.
Right.
If you go into the ancestral plane, she still has her father, who was once the Black Panther, who the actor who played him is still alive. Like,
one thing that like I may have mentioned it in the trailer, the mom, I can't think of the actress's name, Angela Bassett, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, like in the trailer, she's like, "Have I not given everything? You know, I have no family left." I'm like,
you have a daughter.
You have a daughter? Like.
Yeah.
Is that Loki a spoiler, or are you just being like dramatic? I think she's gonna do a great performance, but like that line, it always, whenever I watch the trailer, I'm like, so what's gonna happen?
Yeah, it's a lot of questions. You know, we're gonna get Atlantis. It's gonna be the plot leak says it's gonna be
I think
a
they're
war
changing
between
the name from Atlantis to like some. I don't remember what it was. I think I could be wrong.
Who knows? We'll find out November 11th. Like I said, I'm not going in with high expectations. I hope it does great. But I just, I don't see it being good with the plot leak we got, with the trailer, the way it looked. I'm just not going to be the biggest fan of this, I think.
I don't get how they're going to put Riri Williams in Wakanda, because I'm fairly positive she was from New York in the comics.
Ironheart?
Ironheart.
I think, I saw somewhere where, at the end of Black Panther, Shuri was in charge of doing like an outreach program.
Oh, yeah.
I think Riri is going to be a kid in that outreach program. That's what I think. I could be wrong, but we'll see. Anyways, that is going to be the end of Phase 4 for Marvel, and the book will finally close on a poor chapter. I wouldn't say poor chapter. They had some good moments. They had Hawkeye.
Is that like the end of the Infinity Saga now?
The multiverse saga will start with AntMan, Quantumania. Man,
and they leaked what MODOK looks like. Was it leaked or was it released?
It was leaked. There was an audio recording of the trailer also leaked from Comic-Con because they showed it there.
Yeah.
And we know Kang will be the villain in this. Oh man, I'm so excited. He will be the villain in this movie.
That's what I'm like nervous about. Me and my friend were talking about, like, they made Thanos such a huge villain, and then they're gonna one-up it with Kang. It's like literally no one would actually survive, like MCU wise, just because of the struggle that Thanos gave them, and Kang literally is like.
That's why I think Ant-Man's gonna die.
Yeah. Which
sucks because I love Paul Rudd and I don't know the state of his contract or anything, but
I think it's like his character. He's lovable enough to where people would get upset, but like,
I'd cry,
what would he like actually provide? Like in a multiverse war, like it's
other than like the quantum realm stuff, but even then,
it's not like Hank Pym, like the comic book Ant-Man that made the original Ultron or anything. He's like a thief that got the suit.
Yeah.
He's a lovable character. I love Scott Lang and Paul Rudd's Ant-Man, but like I don't really see much more of a future left with him. I don't know that they're going to kill him, but I think they'll phase out of Ant-Man.
For the longest time, Ant-Man was my favorite MCU character. It kind of got overshadowed by Star-Lord, but I loved Paul Rudd's Ant-Man. Both movies he was in was great. He was great in Civil War and in Endgame. I think this is the end for him, though. I don't see him surviving Kang, which sucks. But, if it's the end for Paul Rudd, I'm happy that he got his third movie because there was questions of whether or not he was going to get it or not. And, I hope they do him justice because he played a great role. Yeah. So, as sad as it would be, I'm excited we're going to see more of Kang. We're going to see like the evil Kang, not the Kang from Loki who was trying to protect everything. We're going to see like the bad guy Kang and
literally the Conqueror.
Yeah, Kang the Conqueror. I'm excited. So
I'm excited to see that because, like, in Loki, he's like, I'm the best version. Like, I'm the nicest version of me you'll ever meet. So it's like, he's not a good guy. So, like, how do you... I want to see, like, the villain Kang.
Yeah, the actual bad guy.
I wonder if they're going to go with, like, the blue skin or not.
I don't think so, but we'll find out. One of my favorite things, though, like, that was from the leaked trailer audio. AntMan was talking to him. He's like, I was one of the Avengers. He's like, oh.
Did I kill you? Yeah.
I was like, that's so cool, man.
Yep.
All right. The next thing that'll come out after, in Phase 5, after Ant-Man Quantumania, is Secret Invasion, which is a show coming to Disney+. I'm very curious on how they're going to do that because the Skrulls are being portrayed as good guys in the MCU, and the comics it's complete opposite. You know, so I'm
Secret Invasion was huge because like you didn't know who was fake and who it was.
It was.
I'm excited
crazy.
to see Nick Fury. I hope they redeem him from like. I was so mad because Winter Soldier. He's like, you gotta be careful who you trust. That's how I lost him. And then Captain Marvel gets it cut up by a cat, and I was so mad. I almost walked out of the theater.
Last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye.
Yep.
I will say I'm excited to see Talos again. Talos was probably my favorite character from Captain Marvel. But yeah, I mean, you never know. Secret Invasion, anything is open. I mean, they could bring back.
I mean, it's the multiverse saga, so literally anything is open because like they can just reach in through.
I mean, they could bring back Tony Stark. Like, they could bring back Robert Downey Jr. for like a quick cameo, and then boom, like he turns into a Skrull instantly. Like, there's a lot of things they could do with Secret Invasion. My expectations for it aren't going to be high just because if they do a bunch of stupid stuff like bring in all these people, I think it's going to be bad. My expectations are going to be higher than they were for Miss Marvel, but lower than they were for Loki, I would say. You know, somewhere in the middle of that. And we'll see how it goes. I think it's going to be good.
It'll be interesting because Skrulls are also a huge part, and they play a big role in the Fantastic Four. I mean, that's still Marvel, but like they're usually correlated with the Fantastic Four. What's weird though is like if that like flunks or something, they could literally just be like, yeah, that was in another universe, and this is not canon, but this is like, you know, like that's essentially what Marvel has the ability to do now. They're like, oh, you didn't like it, not canon.
It's so stupid, man, but it is what it is. Especially with the multiverse saga, I mean, it's literally they have an excuse to do whatever they want to create fan service, which isn't always a good thing. And we'll see how it goes. But moving on to the next Phase 5 release, I am very excited for this one. I'm very emotional going into this one, but Guardians 3. It's been said by James Gunn, this will be the last time you will see this group together again. That's so sad.
It's supposed to be huge about Rocket's story. It's going to give him major background.
It's supposed to like give his origin, which is awesome because I love to see how he was made. We also get Adam Warlock, which I know you've been very excited about for a long time.
What I'm not excited about is like, because Adam Warlock's whole deal was that he had the Mind Stone in his head, and like, but now it's like, how are you gonna replace that?
He can.
Unless, I mean, I guess they'll do it. If it's like the game, it'll be cool. Because I really enjoyed the game. I beat it in like 2 days. It's not like a long game, but it's a lot of fun. And so if the movie's going to be anything like that, I'll be excited. I mean, I'm excited either way. Just because of, I mean, you get Rocket's origin. You get to explore more of the space aspect. And you get Adam Warlock. So.
There hasn't been a bad Guardians movie yet. There hasn't been. I mean, Infinity War is my favorite Avengers movie, and it featured the Guardians of the Galaxy, and they did such a great job. So I have high expectations. I'm also going in prepared to cry because if Star-Lord dies, I will not be able to contain it, and like, if any of them die, unless it's Nebula, I'm really gonna have a hard time not crying.
What about Mantis?
I might cry if Mantis dies.
You were so ugly.
Dude, like,
is that a compliment? That is the highest of compliments. The second one cracks me up.
The second one's good, man.
The first one does too.
They're both funny. Like, James Gunn is a great director. He's a great screenplay writer. Like,
He has a cameo in the Harley Quinn show. It's so weird.
I stopped watching that after a couple episodes, but
I was gonna watch it. Just saw like someone post it, and it's like Clayface has a chair, and he's like, "James Gunn, please sit on me." I'm like, "What is this?"
I tried watching it. There were a couple of funny moments. Like there was this Bane moment that was really funny, but like other than that, the show was just kind of stupid.
Yeah.
But anyways. Guardians 3, man, super excited, super like nervous for what's gonna happen, but I think it's gonna be good because James Gunn hasn't let me down yet.
I don't think Star Wars is gonna die.
Yeah,
but I don't know how they're. I feel like they're gonna try to end his like love story with Gamora.
Yeah,
but it's like a replicate Gamora, so
yeah,
it'll be weird.
Man.
It'll be weird to watch how it plays out.
I think,
unless it's like Adam Warlock has the ability to like tap in, like just taps her head and like kind of like joins the two Gamoras.
I think Drax dies. I think he finally dies, man.
I could see that.
I think he's gonna be like the sacrifice, man. Honestly, just because
I'm a little mad about that. Like I said earlier, like I feel like Guardians could have started off strong and actually done like Drax as the guy that killed Thanos.
Yeah, and
then they could have picked like. I mean, Thanos is a huge villain, comic and movie-wise, but, like, you could have gone bigger and more, like, dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, there's, like, whole videos out there. There's, like, 30 Marvel villains who Thanos is a joke to. Like, there's so many more powerful guys out there. Not that Thanos isn't powerful, but...
And there's so many references as of late to, like, Lady Death, the Living Tribunal.
Yeah.
I don't think the Living Tribunal is a bad guy, though. They actually dropped Eternity, which was huge, but like kind of for Love and Thunder, it was kind of like you're really going to use this big of a wishing well or just character for this movie. Not that it's bad, but like that's a huge just entity to put in like a Thor movie. Yeah, but it was done well.
Yeah, I like the Thor movie.
Yeah, I like it, and like they even have the Celestials.
Yeah, the Celestials,
which I didn't get in Love and Thunder. It's like, why are they there?
I think they're trying to replace the Galactus with the Celestials, which I would hate. I'd rather see Galactus, but like the way like the Celestial looking over Earth and being like
with that even with like the
he looks so much like it looks so much like Galactus. So
I mean, it's very weird because they like. The first Guardians super hyped up the Celestials, but they haven't really done anything with them.
Yeah. And Eternals was just so bad that... With how bad Eternals was, I wouldn't be shocked if they scrapped it altogether. I don't think they will, because Kevin Feige's the type of guy like, I'm going to redeem it, we're going to make sure...
Yeah, I think they're going to do it in Eternals 2 somewhere along the way. Yeah. And I'm okay with that, as long as it's like better.
Yeah. I mean, Eternals has potential to be great. It had a great cast.
I mean, I've said it before, and like I wasn't like a hater on the movie. It's just I was a big hater. Like I watched it for the first time on Disney Plus. I didn't pay to see it, so I mean it was kind of a save. But like, if I had paid to see it, I don't think I'd have been like that mad. But like, it's not top quality Marvel.
It's the worst Marvel movie ever, dude. I mean, that was the one time in my life, like even in Thor: The Dark World. Like, I didn't get so bored that I wanted to fall asleep. In Eternals, I literally almost fell asleep in the theater.
Eternals is like...
It opens up some cool stuff, though.
I watched it going into it as just like a movie and not like a Marvel superhero movie. And I think that's what kind of helped it. I was like, this did well as a movie, but as like a Marvel movie, it's kind of like out there. It's like... Yeah.
Well, Guardians 3... I don't know when it comes out, but I'm excited for it.
I thought it was supposed to come out sooner, and the group mini episodes are going to come out soon.
Yeah, that comes out Wednesday.
This one's like
I think so. I think
nice. Those look so fun, dude.
They do.
Just him getting up to mischief.
Yeah, they're little shorts, and I'm excited for those too. But just a little fun thing just to watch, you know. Yep. Anyways, after Guardians 3, we have a new show, Echo. The return of Maya Lopez and the return of Wilson Fisk. And Daredevil will also be in this show. So obviously Maya Lopez did not kill Wilson Fisk at the end of Hawkeye, which is great.
Kate Bishop didn't.
Yeah, well, Miles shot him in the face. He obviously survived.
Well, you just hear a gunshot. Yeah. It doesn't actually.
That's true. So we don't know what happened, but obviously Wilson Fisk survived, which is I'm very happy about because.
I mean, he's got to. He's a big, like he's essentially just the Earth version of Thanos.
He literally is.
He's He's the non-superpowered Thanos.
Yeah.
I would say, like, well,
he
him
just
and
has
Dr.
so
Doom.
much influence and control over everything that he has so much power. Like, and not to mention he's an incredibly strong guy too.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for this show. Like, you know me, I love Marvel's underground crime stuff. Silvermane, Kingpin, Hammerhead, Tombstone.
Tombstone is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Just because of the spectacular Spider-Man.
And
cool. Even the Spider-Man game, I like seeing him as like a biker guy. I was like, that's cool because it switches it up. So
the Maggia crime families, even like all of Marvel's underground crime stuff is really cool to me. I think it's done very well in the comic books, and this just gives more of that. Like Hawkeye was the introduction to that, and now we have more of it. I hope Kate Bishop makes a return.
I wonder how Echo's like, because it's going to focus on her. Yeah, I would assume because it's literally titled Echo. So it's kind of like, how is that going to play out for this character that was like? Me personally, I'd take a Kate Bishop show over it, just because like Echo is kind of like.
She's just soft, like not as big of a villain.
But it'll be interesting to see how they do it. I'm actually very excited for it.
I definitely
because her character was cool.
Yeah, I definitely think we're going to see more of her childhood because she's technically Kingpin's adopted daughter. But so I think we're going to see more of her childhood in this, more of her origin, which is cool. I think she could possibly die at the end of it. But we'll see. I'm just excited to see Wilson Fisk return.
I'm excited to see Daredevil return.
Yeah.
And this one,
it should be an introduction for his show coming out too, which I'm very, very excited for.
Which will be, like I mentioned, like they said, or the leaked photos / release, I don't know, is that he's in his black and red suit in this, which is like when he's the leader of the Hand. So it's like, how all is that supposed to tie in together?
Yeah.
Which is what makes it worth the watch for me, unless they just butcher Daredevil and She-Hulk, and then I'll be very mad.
Yeah, which I don't think Daredevil's going to have a huge role in She-Hulk. I think he'll like make a couple cameos. Yeah, but we'll see. I'm excited for the show, and then we get a movie after this show, The Marvels. My expectations for it when it was first announced were low, but then after seeing Miss Marvel, my expectations have gone higher because Miss Marvel was actually very good. And there's this huge like theory, and it's not really a theory, I'm pretty sure it's confirmed now, that her bangle is a negaband, which is a Kree artifact that grants the user cosmic powers and all that stuff. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'm not sure how it enabled them to switch places.
Yeah, which I think they'll dive into. I think like Carol was just getting up to exploring space and tapped into something and they swapped. Yeah. I don't know. They didn't explain it. I'm excited for more X-Men related stuff. Because like I don't think she's technically going to be Miss Marvel, or if she is, there's a very similar X-Men character who can make like an exoskeleton around herself, and they kind of like tap into that. So I'm like, that would be cool for the X-Men content, and just leading into that. So like,
since she's a mutant now, which was I don't know. I
can live with it, because like. I mean, everything's open to interpretation with directors and characters.
Mm-hmm. So I don't really have much to say about this movie. There's a lot that's unknown. My expectations for it are higher. I'm excited to see Kamala Khan again. I liked her character a lot, actually.
She's very similar to just like Peter Parker, just
like a younger Peter Parker, except she can actually ask for help and stuff because she's not Peter Parker. Right. She's more open to interpretation to me than Peter Parker would be, just because, like, that's just me personally. There might be a huge Kamala Khan fan who read all of her comics who say, no, she has to be done this way. But to me, Kamala Khan is open to interpretation just because I don't know much about her.
Right.
And I like the way she was done in Miss Marvel. Mm-hmm. So after we get the Marvels movie, I know that Mr. Caleb Ladd, if you guys want to see more of him, check out some of our other stuff. But I know he's very excited for this because it's his favorite MCU show and one of his favorite shows of all time. And in his words, season 1 was perfect. Season 2 of Loki will be releasing. I think it's the only MCU show that's getting a season 2, except maybe Hawkeye, and it hasn't been announced.
Moon Knight was teased. Mm-hmm. There was a fan in like Egypt who asked the director, she's like, "You guys shooting season 2?" And he was like, "Well, why else would we be here?" And like him and Oscar Isaac are just like grinning. I'm like, it'll be cool to see it because of Jake Lockley.
Yeah. And if y'all think y'all saw stuff with what's his? I can't remember his name now. The other
Mark
two,
Spector?
Mark Spector and
Yeah,
Stephen Grant.
if you thought Mark Spector was tough,
Yeah, wait till you see this guy. Like,
and I really hope they
insane.
do like the cut to Jake scenes, because like the best fight scenes in the show are literally not even in it.
yeah, because you can't.
Which is what made that show kind of hard for me to watch, because like
Yeah.
Moon Knight's an action-packed comic book.
Yeah.
It has been from the start, and then like they could just kind of skip over it.
Mm-hmm. I still enjoyed the show though.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty good.
It's enjoyable because it kind of changes up, but then you're just kind of like, am I really watching a superhero show, or am I just watching this guy with dementia in a costume?
Yeah. But Loki season 2, very exciting. To me, I don't share the same affection for this show that Caleb Ladd does. I think it's a good show. I don't think it's the best show. I don't think it's perfect.
Right.
I'm
I'm very similar in that way. I know.
Yeah.
I wasn't like a huge Loki fan, just because it was like, yeah, it explores a lot.
Sure.
And it's just kind of like, this is a lot to take in 6 episodes.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it enough to like it.
Yeah. And Tom Hiddleston does a great job.
Oh yeah.
Anything he acts in is good. I think season 2 is going to be good. I'm excited to see, like, kind of left off in this big, oh my gosh, what's happening in the
Right.
world. And yeah, I'm excited to see if Loki can find a way to fix it. So yeah.
Or just make it worse, but in like a good way.
Yeah.
Like a, I
see-
say good way, I guess.
Yeah. I thought it was cool how Mobius didn't know who he was, and I was like, oh man, this is great.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, this is gonna be wild.
Yeah. Anyways, after Loki season 2, we will get a movie I am very excited for, Blade.
I'm very excited for it as well.
Man, I really hope they can make it work. I know vampires in the MCU doesn't seem like it could work. Morbius was very bad.
I mean, the original Blades 1 and 2 were just amazing.
Yeah.
Wesley Snipes as Blade. So that's what's a little tricky. Is the new guy? I mean, he's bulked up a lot.
Yeah.
But like Wesley Snipes was a buff dude.
Yeah.
To play. I mean, but that's how like 90s and early 2000s movies were. They're like, if it's a superhero, we gotta get a tough guy.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see. I mean, I kind of know his name, but he's like from Africa. And
Yeah.
it's kind of a hard name to pronounce. So I don't know how to pronounce it. I'd hate
Yeah.
to say it wrong.
Yeah, butcher it. But yeah, I don't know his name either, but I've heard of the guy, and he made his little cameo at the end of the Eternals. So I'm pretty sure that in Blade we will see Black Knight with him, who I love Black Knight. I think he's a cool character.
I like his abilities, but I don't know that I have to see him in Blade. But I don't know how they're gonna do Blade.
I don't either. That's my big thing with it. It's like,
it's got to be vampire related.
It's got
or else like, what's the point of
having Blade?
Yeah.
Like, that's my thing. Are we gonna see Dracula? Are we gonna see? I'm sorry. I'm a Dracula. You mean you're a vampire? I don't have to know which Dracula I am. I'm sorry. I was thinking of that, but. Is Morbius going to make an MCU appearance? I hope not, with how bad his movie was. But unless they redeem it. I mean, Morbius.
I mean, the CGI was good. The story's the story had potential.
Yeah.
It's just the movie's cut together poorly.
Yeah. I mean, if Morbius and Blade are two of the coolest enemies in like Marvel Comics, and I really think if it's done right, it could look very good on the big screen. And I love Blade, so my biggest question is, will it work? You're introducing so much into the MCU. This is the multiverse saga. Now you're going to bring in vampires. Like, is it going to work well? And I just don't know.
Marvel's take on vampires isn't like most takes on vampires. It's not like they just roam the streets at night and like they're just. Truthfully, I think they're kind of like a rare find in the Marvel universe, unless you're looking at like. The Werewolf series, the Blade series, the oh my gosh, the Howling Commando, like that stuff.
Yeah.
Which that'd be cool to see if they do Howling Commandos / Blade, but that'll be way along the line.
It's also been not spoiled, or it's been leaked, and we don't know if it's true or not, that Moon Knight's going to make an appearance in this movie.
I think I can live with that.
I can. I just don't know what he brings to it, because like, why would he be hunting vampires? But
I mean, he
if they
like
do hunt
the
vampires,
jackals.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm very intrigued by Moon Knight now after the way his show ended. So I'm excited to see him in anything that I can.
Mm-hmm.
And I want Blade to work so bad. I wanted Morbius to work so bad. There's a new Craven movie coming out with Sony. Craven's my favorite Spider-Man villain. I want that to work really well or really badly, but I just don't see these things working out
I think Kraven will be like. I mean, Venom was what started it all. And like Venom was kind of like everybody's like, really? And Venom did well. I mean, well enough to get a sequel and then Let There Be Carnage. Just like, I think the only reason it kind of did well in box office was because the first one did good. Because like when you look at Let There Be Carnage, it's kind of like
we haven't seen Carnage in a movie ever, and he's a big character that everyone loves. So I mean, there was a lot of excitement around it. The movie wasn't that good though.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll rewatch it on like a very slow day. And I'm just like, well, I got nothing to do, but like, I have no reason to go out of my way to watch Let There Be Carnage. But the first Venom I will watch.
Yeah, first Venom was
just
good.
cause.
But yeah, so what we were talking about, like, I just don't know if it's gonna work. But yeah, same with Kraven. I really want Kraven to work. It comes out in 2023, and I'm afraid they're gonna do stupid stuff.
I think
they're gonna ruin it.
I hope it does. I mean, Aaron Taylor Johnson does good in just about anything that I've seen him in, but I mean that's literally limited to kick for family purposes, kick butt 1 and 2. Age of Ultron, I thought he did pretty good Quicksilver, and then I think he's gonna do good with Kraven.
Yeah, my thing, like, Sony's doing all these Spider-Man villain movies just because they own them, and their movies have not been doing great.
And the one thing I don't really care for about them is like they're villains, but their first entrances are anti-heroes.
And I don't like that because Venom, in some cases, sure, you can say he was an anti-hero.
I mean, Venom literally had a comic run, and even not even in the run, just in the series, he becomes better because like him and Eddie bond more, and they're like, all right, so here's the deal, and then it kind of.
And then, but with Morbius, I mean, he was a villain.
Yeah.
For the most part.
He's kind of like he's just like let me be.
Yeah.
But like he does have to like
eat people.
Yeah, which is why he kind of chooses the bad people to go after. But
and then there's Kraven, who is a villain. Kraven's a villain.
But from what I've read, they're gonna do like the same thing. Like he's gonna hunt people. He's gonna hunt poachers because poachers are killing animals. And it's like. I can live with that because if it's like Kraven's hunted his animals, and he's got like one of each, and then he like, oh, these are going extinct, you know. So if I want to hunt more of this animal, I gotta kill the poachers so that they can breed, and then I can like just keep the ecosystem kind of in check. But I don't need him like a hero like Earthman or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just don't think Kraven's gonna be good. But anyways, Blade I hope is good.
Right.
And now we can move on to the next show, which we'll be releasing after Blade, which is Ironheart, which we will first see Ironheart in Wakanda Forever, and then we will see her in a show.
That's a wait.
It is. It's possible. She's a lot like Kamala Khan. Kamala Khan was obsessed with Ms. Marvel. Ironheart's obsessed with Iron Man.
In the series, she makes the AI of Tony Stark, and it like talks like it's basically how like. People think it's going to work out because in Endgame, it's supposed to be like a recording, right? But he looks right at where Morgan's sitting. Yeah, and it's like, how do you predict that? Like,
I mean, it's weird how because I don't know much about Ironheart. She's a newer comic book character. I think she came out in 2015 or 16.
Yeah, she is newer.
And I never read her series, so I'm not very knowledgeable on her, but. There are a lot of rumors and leaks coming out that Robert Downey Jr. could possibly be returning for this show.
I don't know that he will be.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind if he does, but like, I don't need him like in every scene just because he's Robert Downey Jr. Like, I want to watch this character grow because like we're kind of past Iron Man. Not that I'm like never show me Iron Man again. Like, but we're kind of past him now.
And my thing is, don't somehow bring Iron Man back from the dead. Yeah. If you want him, he died, right? He died saving the world. If you're gonna show him, make it a cameo, make it an AI.
Or that's just what was I was frustrated with like Love and Thunder. Was like Jane's dead. Like, why do I have to see her in Valhalla? Like,
there's no point. That was a waste of a spoiler, but. It is what it is. So yeah, not much to say on Ironheart, and I'm not going to have much to say on this next one either. The Agatha Harkness show, I don't remember the name of it.
House of Harkness. Well, they changed it. It's like Covenant or Coven of Harkness.
I don't know. Either way, is it even worth watching?
I mean, it would have been if they dropped it earlier, like they were planning on. Yeah. Like they were trying to do it like not right after WandaVision, but like close.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, well, we gotta wait because we have all these other things.
I mean, after the way Scarlet Witch went in Multiverse of Madness, I really am past all this magic stuff.
Yeah.
I was hyped for it, and now I'm not.
I don't need an origin of Agatha.
I really don't. Like, I mean, it's a waste of a show. It's a waste of using the people you have at Marvel to make other stuff that's more important. Right. It's part of the reason a bunch of people are quitting because you're making so much that they can't keep up. This is one of those things that's unnecessary to me. Obviously, I'm going to watch it because, like you said, it's like our job.
Yeah.
But I don't have to. And if I wasn't doing this, I wouldn't watch it because there's really no point. I don't think it's going to be good. I don't think it's going to be worth watching, and that's all I have to say about it.
Essentially, I got enough of her backstory that they gave in WandaVision. Like, oh, she's a witch.
From the Salem witch trials. Yeah. That's all I needed to know. But the next show that releases is the one I'm probably the most excited about. Daredevil, Born Again, a whopping 18 episodes, dude.
I know, dude.
Now, I have one thing to say. They have to do the Born Again comic series justice with this. Because it is one of the best comic stories, not just for Daredevil, but like in comic book history.
Yep.
I mean, Wilson Fisk literally drives that man insane. And you just see like all the dialogue that's in it, the way he acts, the way he changes, he literally turns mad almost. And it's like, and this is the first time the public gets revealed of what type of guy Wilson Fisk actually is. And
well, now, like, excluding Netflix's take.
Yeah. Which
that is like, it's literally remarked as one of the greatest TV performances. I mean, there's a lot of great, but like, people highlight when, this is the end of season 3 when Daredevil finally gets Wilson. He's like, this is my city. Like, you will never see Vanessa again.
Yeah.
You're going away. I'm putting you away. Like, it's just a great scene. And so to see more of that, it's going to be like, this is going to be good.
I mean, the whole deal with the Born Again thing is that there's this, I don't remember her name. She's a friend of Matt Murdock. She knows he's Daredevil. She moves to Hollywood to be an actress. It doesn't go well. She gets hooked on heroin, and she sells Matt Murdock's identity for it, and then that gets to Kingpin. Then Kingpin starts doing all these things with his power, like forecloses his house, gets him fired, like even explodes his house at one point. Does all this stuff,
gets his law degree like taken away somehow.
Like does all this crazy stuff, and literally it drives him insane because he doesn't realize it's Kingpin doing it. He just thinks it's his own bad luck and that he's all alone. He realizes eventually it's Kingpin after Kingpin blows his house up, that he's like, this stuff is like being done intentionally, but he goes to face Kingpin. Kingpin almost like kills him, straps him to a cab, and puts him in the East River. Like, the man is literally like, he's walking through.
He's just beaten. And broken.
Like he's walking through Hell's Kitchen. He like has to keep walking because he knows if he stops, he's gonna pass out. Like, it's insane, and it's just such a great comic story. And they better do it justice. And if they don't,
and then when he comes back, he's like, you know what? I'm sick of this. And it's just I think the second best part, or just like second best like comic of Daredevil, was one that I read recently, and they send him to like prison, and like he just beats like the warden. He like because the warden's essentially like the prison's Kingpin. He's like, I'm not dealing with bad people anymore. I'm getting out of here. And just like that scene's cool because he like beats the warden.
Yeah, man, I'm so excited for this, man.
I'm excited if they do it well. Yeah. Essentially, just hire your whole Netflix team that did it, and then just tell them like the idea or get them to read the comic and be like, all right.
I can't remember the name of the author of the Born Again arc, but get that guy.
Yeah.
My thing is, if Disney makes this too like PG, I'm gonna be upset. Make it dark.
I think they can lean away from it some. I mean, just because like, in terms of content, they just recently put like Logan and Deadpool's 1 and 2 on Disney Plus, you know, and like some people are mad. They're like, "Why would you put that on this? It was advertised as like a family friendly." Like, it's like, yeah, you have settings, you know, you can change accounts.
I mean, I'm okay with it because I'm a nerd, but my mom is also okay with it because she likes Wolverine. But anyways, Daredevil, very excited. 18 episodes, man. I hope they don't release it one episode a week. Because I will die.
I don't think that they could. I mean, like, they can. They can obviously do whatever they want. But, like, people would be like, are you kidding me?
Like,
and especially if they did it like Netflix and like hour-long episodes. 18, like...
Dude, I'm so excited, man.
Dude, that's like a whole if they dropped all 18 and they're like an hour long, that's 18 hours of your day.
This is like
if you decide to binge.
This is something this is just epic, dude. An epic release, and I'm so excited. But anyways, the next movie will be releasing after Daredevil, or probably during Daredevil if they do one episode a week.
Yeah.
The new Captain America movie starring Sam Wilson, New World Order, possible a Red Skull return now that he's free of his duties on Vormir.
I don't know that he will though. I mean, like,
I don't want him to.
He's a big Captain America villain, but he's a big Steve Rogers Captain America villain.
I mean, this is definitely going to be different. I'm sure there's going to be some type of political thing, like not our political thing, but a MCU political thing, like something with the blip.
They still haven't covered the blip, the Sokovia Accords.
It's going to be something to do with all of that.
Hydra, they've never done Hydra or AIM yet, so it's like...
Sword is even a new organization and stuff.
I mean, U.S. Agent, whatever. Valentina, yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's all that like MCU political stuff that they are going to like.
And that's what I liked about like Falcon Winter Soldier was like it took place during our political stuff, and then like they kind of dropped a message, but it wasn't like so
big
about like black and white people. Like it was like we just need to do better entirely. Like
sure.
And so it was like that's a cool message because they didn't make it like a whole race thing. Because like they need it to apply to everybody, even like in the MCU. So it's like that's what I like about it, because it's not like we're targeting this audience because they're black and we're targeting this audience because they're white. Just like And so like New World Order, I don't know that I'm expecting a ton of that, like that stuff.
No, I don't think it will. I hope not, because like you made your message and stuff.
Right.
It's not going to bother me.
I think it's going to be like applying the message throughout the movie.
My thing is I want to see more of the Red Hand. I want to see more people upset with the way the blip went. I want to see like I think
MCU U.S. Agent will definitely make his return.
For sure, probably. And speaking of U.S. Agent, after the New World Order, we get Thunderbolts, which is supposed to be Valentina's team doing whatever they're going to do. We don't have a whole lot of information about it. I don't even know if Yelena would be part of her team anymore after seeing that Hawkeye wasn't the person who killed her sister, but we'll find out eventually.
And like they're supposed to do Red Hulk, but I mean they might still, but like the original guy that they had intended, he passed away a year ago or so. So it's kind of, I mean he was kind of getting up there anyways, it's literally General. I can't remember his first name, but his nickname is Thunderbolt Ross. It's like
it's definitely a.
I think SheHulk will come into play.
Probably. This is something, once again, a long way. We've been seeing Valentina since, was it the Captain America, or did she come before that?
Captain America.
Captain America.
And then she comes into...
was it?
Black Widow.
She was in Black Widow.
Because Yelena goes to the gravesite and she appears and she's like, you want to know who killed her? And you're like, don't lie.
So she's been here for so long already, and this is the last part of Phase 5. So such a long wait to finally see her whatever her plan is come into action, whether it's going to be for the good of humanity or the bad of humanity. It seems like it's going to be for the bad of humanity, but the way they're like marketing it really seems like they're going to be good guys.
Right.
So maybe something's going to happen where they all change sides or something.
I mean, they're not they're not bad people.
No.
They're essentially, I mean, like, the Thunderbolts group was kind of like Avengers that could get away with a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like, they could probably push the line because, like, I mean, it's Red Hulk. He's obviously way more angry. U.S. Agent, I mean, he's not the ideal Captain America that they made him out to be. Yelena, she's like, they're all just people who are willing to kind of like cross that line, but in the name of like good. Yeah. Which is like, I mean, it's like, how are you still good if you cross the line?
Yeah. Thunderbolts is definitely a big question mark right now, but when the time comes, I'm excited to see it when it comes out. And then they also announced a couple of things for Phase 6. We will see the Fantastic Four finally. Although John Watts walked away from the program, John Krasinski did die, but this could be taking place on a different Earth. However, I did see a post that they are looking that they are.
How are you going to have the Fantastic Four without Mr. Fantastic? I don't need it to be John Krasinski.
I do.
I would like for it to be John Krasinski, but like just how do you do the Fantastic Four without Reed Richards?
I mean, I'm sure they're gonna have a Reed Richards, but I'm seeing posts that like they're casting this person and not John Krasinski. And it's gonna make me so mad if we've been dying for John Krasinski, Mr. Fantastic.
Because then we really just
kind
of give up like hope in Marvel because this is
like,
the
literally.
fan cast. You're gonna give them 5 minutes of screen time
and just to die and have one of the worst lines ever. He could kill you with the really
I love the recent meme. It's like the first time I saw it was like, hey Wanda, Black Bolt knows how to get your kids back. Just let him whisper something in your ear. I was like, dude, I think it was how it should have ended.
It probably, dude, how it should have ended is so funny. But yeah, if it's not John Krasinski, I'll be very upset.
Yeah.
I'll still watch it, but I mean,
I like the memes that are like the casting of Fantastic Four. John Krasinski, Emily Blunt, insert Stranger Things character for Human Torch, and then just some random buff guy for the Thing.
Yeah.
It's like, that works.
That works. It works for me.
Yep.
Alright, and then another Phase 6 movie. Now, there were a bunch of empty slots on Phase 6 at H-Hall, so we don't know what's all going to be releasing in between them, but we do know we will be getting Avengers The Kang Dynasty, and then 6 months later, we get Secret Wars.
That's gonna be tough, dude.
Yeah.
Like 2 Avengers movies back to back. They've got to be like, there's got to be like a tie-in. But even then, like Endgame's right after Infinity War, but it was like at least a year.
It was a year. Which I'm excited for it to be in 6 months, not as long of a wait.
Yeah.
But
like everyone was excited that Endgame dropped earlier.
Yeah.
And then you watch Endgame and you love it the first time and you love it every time you see it in theaters. But then when you sit there and think about it, you're like,
dude, I'll be honest. After my first time watching it, me and Caleb Ladd talked about it, and I texted him and said, dude, I'll be honest. Like, I'm not disappointed in this movie, but it just was not near as good as I thought it should have been. All the
concept art that was dropped after and like original scripts, you're like, why didn't you give us this?
Like the first. Like the final 30 minutes of that movie were spectacular, but before that, really, it was just a bunch of filler stuff that was unnecessary to me. They had to make their own time travel rules to make it work. Like,
I know you're gonna hate me for this, but like, No Way Home was kind of the same for me. Mm-hmm. I loved all the last 30 minutes are great. Yeah, I love his showdown with Doc Ock on the bridge, but like,
I'm just joking.
But like everything in between that's like not connected to like him fighting the Sinister Five or whatever, and just like Toby and Andrew coming in, I'm just May's dead. Okay, I guess.
Wait.
I mean, the one dude, what would have made that movie so great for me is like right when May dies and like the SWAT team's there. I'm like, dude, just let him like go crazy. Just like let him not kill them, but like just break a few bones. Like he is so mad right now, but.
He was injured that time.
I could live with it, but I was like, dude, if this was like Miguel O'Hara or something, them SWAT guys
I'm sorry.
Dumb
that
for
scene is so good, though, man.
Yeah. I know I started to say I thought, but I was like, more than the last 30 minutes. To like
Green Goblin held his head up and made him watch.
I know,
my gosh, dude, that William Dafoe is so good, man. Oh my gosh, that whole fight scene in the apartment was so good. Even when he punched him in the face.
The one part that never makes sense to me though is like when the wizard just grabs him. I told you there'd be consequences, and just throws him through the wall and like runs. Like he literally just came to say "told you so" and then dipped.
That's what I would have done.
Yeah,
in your face, Peter. But yeah,
and that scene is great where he's like, hit the spider sense. I'm like, dude, I like whenever they tap into that.
Yeah. The best scene in Far From Home was when he like hit Mysterio's gun when he was about to shoot. That was the best scene in that movie. I'm not the biggest Far From Home guy, but No Way Home, I will admit, like at first I was like, oh my gosh, it was a waste of time. Caleb Ladd.
Yeah, like not until the bridge fight.
Yeah, and I was like,
just sitting there, I'm like, really? Like this is what we're getting?
And Caleb Ladd was like, dude, this is the best movie ever. You're gonna love it so much. And then I'm sitting there like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to argue with him about why this movie is not good. But it ended up being my favorite Spider-Man movie of all time by then. It was really good. But
truthfully, I could have done without Doctor Strange. But then again, like how are you supposed to open up all the?
Yeah, it wouldn't have worked. But we can always find a way to talk about Spider-Man in this show.
Sure.
But back to the Kang Dynasty.
Yes.
I'm excited for it because it's basically one big movie instead of two separate movies, if you think about it. And Secret Wars, my biggest fear is that it's going to be a lot like Endgame, where everybody's going to come together to fight the bad guy. But the thing with Secret Wars is that, you're going to have the Skrulls, you're going to have all these people.
Secret Invasion.
And literally nothing is off the table for Secret Wars. You want to bring in Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. You want to bring in Donald Glover as Miles Morales. You want to bring in Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans again. You want to bring in
Tom Cruise.
Like, you could literally do anything.
But that's what's a little scary.
Yeah, it scares me.
Like, truth be told, I've said it. And I feel like sometimes you agree with me, and then sometimes, like, I don't need Tobey Maguire again.
Yeah, I don't either.
Like,
I would like it, but
yeah,
he's got his closure for me now. I'm totally content with him never.
If they changed him to the, I can't remember the name, but it's like the Spider-Man that wears kind of like the leather suit, and he's like Old Man Logan.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I can't remember the name either.
The skins in the game.
Yeah.
He walks around like the jeans and.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I'm like, I could live with like a gritty Tobey Maguire just to see how that'd play out, unless it's like awful. Because I mean, like, it's kind of hard to see Tobey Maguire as like Hugh Jackman. Logan is kind of like, I don't know that.
He doesn't have the physique for it, but there's just so much that they could do, and I'm afraid because people get fan service confused with good movies all the time. Like, just because you bring in this cool stuff that you want doesn't mean the movie is good. That happened with Endgame. Everyone got caught up in the hype, like, oh my gosh, all these people are coming together. Multiverse of Madness, and the movies just weren't that great. And Secret Wars, I'm afraid, is just going to be that times 10, where literally so much is going to happen. There's going to be this huge fight scene with all these different people, and it's just not going to be that good. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But it's exciting, and it's also scary. But, yeah. And that's all of the MCU we got talked about.
Well, I guess they have Spider-Man freshman year, and that's the animated show.
Yeah. And the new X-Men.
I mean,
and the X-Men show.
It's X-Men 97 2023. It's like,
what? But yeah.
I mean, I'm excited to see them. I don't know that I'm excited for freshman year now, like as I was. Because it was supposed to be tied into the canon MCU. And I guess it wouldn't really, because they're changing.
They're changing.
Because, like, they're doing, like, Norman Osborn's going to take the place of Tony Stark. And I'm like, how does...
My thing is, dude, I haven't seen, I have, but there are so many great Spider-Man animated series out there. You got the animated series 94 through 97. You got Spectacular Spider-Man. You got Ultimate Spider-Man. Spider-Man Unlimited was good.
I liked Unlimited.
And then now you got freshman year. Like, the bar for Spider-Man animation is high, and don't release something unless you're expected to pass that bar, and I don't think they're going to. But we'll see. As for X-Men, I'm excited.
Yep, I'm excited to just see X-Men again because I'm a big X-Men guy.
Yeah.
But it's also just kind of like, how's it gonna incorporate? Unless, because like, it's not like it's a story that needs to be continued. So it's like, what's even really the point of this show if it's not canon or anything?
Yeah. Speaking of X-Men and Spider-Man, have you watched Spidey News today?
I did watch it.
Dude, the Dark Web. I'm so excited. That's the most excited I've been for a comic book release, like, probably in my life, honestly. Like, that's going to be sick. And, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And there's some more news that got released after I put it out. So that's going to be my next one. But I'm not going to spoil it. Well, I guess I could because it'll be out before this is out.
Yeah.
Didn't think about that. Yeah. The Gold Goblin. Norman Osborn's return, man. Like, oh my gosh.
I'm so ready for
I'm so excited.
Just more news on Spider-Man 2. Whenever that's gonna come out.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Venom.
Yeah.
Nice.
What else?
And nothing. Same with Wolverine. It's like, we're getting a Wolverine game.
He's gonna wear a flannel. But anyways, last bit of news we need to talk about. The Andor trailer has released. It looks very good.
It's coming out soon.
I think it comes out the week after SheHulk comes out. If I'm
Probably.
Right. Which, basically, the future of this show, that's pretty much what it's going to be for us. There's going to be news we'll talk about, but it's mainly going to be us talking about these shows and movies that come out. And, I mean, dude, I'm excited for Andor, but with how big of a
I think
letdown
it's
as
gonna be
Obi-Wan was. I'm nervous, but I hope they don't ruin it.
I mean,
Andor
honestly,
like
dude,
that.
I think I could beat Kenobi, and that's like the thing. Like,
Kenobi's
we're just
not hard
like
to beat,
people
though.
like character ride so much. Like, I love Kenobi. The show's great. It's like, what makes it great? It's about Kenobi. Like,
My dad did that so hard
It's
with
just-
Darth Vader, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it wasn't a good show.
it was so. Oh man,
It was not
so
good,
funny
man.
to me when like Darth Vader's first appearance, he snaps the kid's neck. That episode has no like. This episode contains like graphic content that may upset viewers. That one doesn't have it. Every episode after
Has
that
it.
might not even have anything that's like graphic or anything. It has it. I'm like, that was funny because they messed it up.
When Obi-Wan was injured, even with all the fire and stuff, like, and then his friend, I can't remember her name, came and helped her. Darth Vader could have easily killed both of them in that moment.
But I
He
think
literally
that's the
held a
thing, his-
ship
yeah.
back, like.
Which is that was cool because it was a showcase of like stuff that nobody ever really tapped into, but it's also stuff that's new. Like the original Darth Vader probably couldn't have done that, but since then when they've like written stories and done like
He's powerful, dude.
yeah, like the legends and stuff, it's like he's literally a Sith Lord.
Yeah, I hope Andor's better than Obi-Wan. I hope it's better than Boba Fett. I mean,
I think it doesn't take a lot to beat Boba Fett. Honestly, I don't think it takes a lot to beat Kenobi.
it doesn't.
Which
It
is
wasn't
like,
a good
it's-
show.
I never would have
It's so,
thought that
It's so
I've heard-
sad
yeah.
because you had Ewan McGregor back and you didn't ruin him. He's still
Yeah.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's still great, but you wasted a show and
Yeah.
it sucks, man. But I hope Andor's good. My prediction is that it's going to be better than Boba and Obi-Wan.
I mean, Rogue
But-
One is like, arguably like everyone loves. Like,
I love Rogue
I'm not
One.
gonna say it's like everyone's like second pick, but like most people, it's
Most
like
people.
Empire Strikes Back, Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One's my fourth favorite because I don't think it's better than any of the original
Yeah.
three. But since the original three, it's the best Star Wars movie that's come out. I hate when people hate that movie because they die at the end. I'm like, it's a war, dude. Like that happens.
Yeah.
Like somebody had to. Like
would you expect to live if the Death Star shoots a giant laser at your planet?
if I don't, they've already announced it's going to take place before Rogue
Yeah.
One, so I don't have to worry about them somehow reviving Andor.
Somehow,
but
he's alive.
So I'm happy about that. I really think the show's going to be good. And once again, it's something that doesn't hold a lot of, like, Obi-Wan if I didn't care that much about Obi-Wan, it might have been a little bit of a better show for me. I don't care that much about Andor to where if it's bad, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're ruining this just because especially we know he's going to die.
Right.
Like, but yeah, I'm excited for the show. The trailer looked good and yeah. Anything else to add, Evan?
Not that I can think of.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching Two
This
Nerds
has
on a
been-
Boat that we've done on Season 3 premiere. We have a great season in store for you guys. Make sure you subscribe to Next Topic Media to keep up with me and Evan and the rest of the boys.
Yep.
This is the greatest show on earth, if you didn't know. I'm Caleb Griffin,
I'm Evan Lytle.
and we'll see you guys on the next one.